exciting to be here, and I am super excited that my friend and a fellow BK Royston author, Miss Peggy Dixon, is with me this evening. So hang out. I always don't want to waste time. I don't want to waste anybody else's time. But I did want to cordially invite you to meet us at the Black Women Expo at Huntington Place in Detroit, Michigan, June 18th and 19th. Now, I know a lot of things are going on and a lot of things are happening for Juneteenth weekend. Yeah, it's a big weekend and a big thing happening. And then, of course, Sunday is Father's Day, like over the top. But we're going to be in Detroit, Michigan for the Black Woman Expo. The book business bosses, BK Royston Publishing authors, are at vending booth number 207. Find us in the 200 aisle in 207. And just a little bit of background, I haven't really known about the Black Women Expo probably the last 3 to 5 years, and always wondered about when I was going to go and budget to go. And so last year, I was invited to be a member of another booth with some Chicago authors. And that was a really good and fun experience. So I said, all right, it's time for to take it up to the next level, take it up a notch. And BK Royston Publishing and the book business bosses are going to be at all three cities of the Black Women Expo. So we're going to be at Huntington Place in Detroit, Michigan, right there on the water, right there. I think you can almost go out back and look at Canada. June 18th through the 19th. We're going to be at vendor booth 207. Now, if you're not in the Michigan area, Detroit, Big D in the house area, please invite someone. Let someone know that Julia Royston's going to be there. Go support her books. So just last weekend, I just got off the road, literally the last few minutes, and I was in Silver Spring, Maryland this weekend. And Miss Peggy Dixon and I both know a young woman who lives in the area, and she said, "Go see Julia," and I said, "Come see me." And so, I mean, it's that type of thing. So, just a couple of things about meeting business owners at vendor events. So, one of the things we email, we do that. We are in the virtual space. As a matter of fact, I know a young woman that I just recently met. She was referred to me, and she says, "I'm in Detroit." And I said, "I'm going to be in Detroit." She said, "I can't come Saturday, but I'll see you Sunday." So I'm looking forward to meeting her in person. So that's number one. Excuse me. Number one is being able to meet either potential business owners, potential clients, potential networks and collaborations. Number one is to meet them in person. Number one is being able to see them face to face, whether you have mask or whatever, sanitizer, whatever that looks like, but to be able to meet them face to face. There's something about that human connection face to face. And then number two, they're able to see your materials up close and personal. In my case, my books will be there, my t-shirts will be there. So I have the ability for all of my materials to be there. And by nature, not all, because we live in a very virtual space, but most people who are really into physical books, some people just like ebooks. I'm cool with that. You can get all my ebooks everywhere. But some people who are really like physical books and children's books like to touch them, like to turn the pages, flip them open, look at the cover, and turn it over on the back. You can get a lot from a graphic and for those things that we see online in the advertisement and promotion, but there's something about touching that book physically within your hand. So number one, you get to meet him in person. Number two, you get to physically touch the product that's there. And then number three, you get to pick their brain. You get to ask questions. Not only you meeting them, but you get to ask them questions. And so I have invested heavily in the vending in-person space, even when it wasn't really popular and people were like, "Be careful, girl." Yeah, I was careful. I got all kinds of sanitizer, wash my hands constantly, that whole 9 yards, mask, the whole 9 yards. But there is something still important about meeting people in person. Now, I want Miss Peggy Dixon to really talk about her experience vending, because when she came to me, she's a speaker and all that, a minister and all that, but she's like, I don't know if I'm doing this right. And so she's really been, as they say, stretched and pulled and expanded in the vending experience. And then I also want her to talk about her books too, what books she has. Now, y'all know me. Go to Julia Royston's store and you see what I got. And then Royston Children's Bookstore.com. Go there, and that's all the children's books are there. And I'm adding more all the time, each and every day. So there's a lot. We'll have all the books there, children's books. Write that book now if you're ready to write. You know, there's just Terrence the Terrific. That whole series will be there. You know, just my big selves. I can't bring everything, but believe you me, my car is going to be loaded down. So Miss Peggy Dixon, really tell people what you think is really important to you and what you found in vending, because you've been doing a lot here lately. And as a matter of fact, vending without me. They say, represent BK Royston Publishing, because only God is omnipresent. I can't be in two places at one time. So go ahead and take it away.
Well, Julia, I'm excited to be with you again. I'm excited to be going on this Detroit trip with you for the Black Women Expo. I'm excited that we're going to be together at booth 207. And like people might be picking my brain, I'll probably be picking your brain when nobody's around. But one of the greatest things that I have learned about doing these vendings, these expos, is that people, when they find out you are actually the author, and when you say I'm the author, it's something else that happens in their brain, makes them excited, and then they're really wanting to purchase your book. If you're just talking about the book and you saying, I wrote this book is about this, that, or whatever, and then, but when you tell them you're the author, it's like, man, you wrote this for real? And I was like, yes. And so that's been one of the most exciting thing that's happened. The other thing is like you said, I am being stretched and pulled. You are you are pulling me along, and my children are pushing me to do the things. But I have had I've met so many different people of all ages, of all cultures, all backgrounds, and it's just been a delight to see that I've gained just as much out of going to this as people have by purchasing our books. So yes, I'm excited about that. So do you want me to
Go right ahead. Talk about
and
your book.
share meat?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, well, I'm gonna put this one up. It's Meatloaf and Marriage, and what do they have in common? And there are three things that usually people know that make up, two things that people generally know that make up a marriage. One is communication. Everybody knows in marriage you got to communicate. Everybody knows that you got to be committed. But most people don't realize that three, you got to guard your marriage at all costs. And so just like when you make a meatloaf, you use seasons, ingredients, and then you use a container which shapes the meatloaf and protects it when it's in the oven. When you are dating and doing different things, it helps to guard and protect your marriage. So that's pretty much what Meatloaf and Marriage is all about. It's fun, it's simple, it's profound. It'll make you laugh, and it'll make you question, did Miss Dixon really do that? Did Peggy really do that in the book that she said? And the other book I have is You Are the Legacy, A Generational Tree. Now, Julia actually publishes, BK Publishing. I knew when I contacted our friend that lived in Maryland and asked her, did she know a publisher? And then I asked someone in Louisville, Kentucky here, do they know a publisher? They both recommended Julia. And once I hooked up with Julia, I have said, I don't care what other people do, what other people think. This is my publisher, and I'm going to stick with her. So You Are the Legacy, of Generational Tree. If you're listening and looking in, I want you to do one thing for me. Point to yourself. Just take the moment and point to yourself. Thank you. Now, there are an estimated 9 billion living trees in the world, and you just pointed to one. You pointed to yourself. Well, so when you read my book, You Are the Legacy of Generational Tree, what you get from it are things that have helped maybe carry you through life. Struggles you face, seasons you've gone through, challenges you've gone through. It's about an old tree and a young tree. Old tree is there for the young tree who's trying to figure out how to make it through life. And so old tree is trying to help him. And young tree has to learn a lot of lessons. But one of the other things I like, which my publisher, Julia Royston of BK Publishing did for me, is put in their journal writing pages. In my heart, I knew I wanted people to be able to write about things that they were getting from it. And she just picked that up on her own, saw that, and added those pages in there. So now when you speak to people, you are giving them a piece of your legacy verbally. But when you write, and what happens is people hear you, but they might not always remember what you say. But when you write it down, they always have not only what you said, but they have it in what they see. So I'm really happy and excited to be a part of her team.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I'm so glad you're with us too. And I'm super excited about the opportunity. I'm always excited to get in front of new audiences with definitely new people. Now, back to Miss Peggy Dixon's book, Meatloaf and Marriage. It's June. And it's the height of wedding season
It
now.
is,
People been getting
yes.
married every day of the year. It doesn't matter. And they getting married on Saturdays. They getting married on Sundays. They get married anytime they get ready to get married. They just get married. But if you know of someone who is getting married, be sure and purchase Meatloaf and Marriage as a wedding gift, as something so that they know that this day was phenomenal. But it's time to hit the ground running with the marriage. So Meatloaf and Marriage by Miss Peggy D. Dixon. Be sure and reach out to her. If you're in the Detroit area, we will be at Huntington Place in Detroit, Michigan on June 18th and June 19th, vending booth 207. Miss Dixon?
207. No, I was just going to say, meet you at 207, and we'll be signing all your books for you.
Yes, ma'am. Come on through. Now, Miss Karen Dixon, good evening to you too. And Miss Leslie, we did meet in Detroit. You're exactly right. So hopefully you have friends still in Detroit. They will roll through and find us at booth 207. Yep, I like the physical and definitely will autograph your books. Hey, cousin Lisa, how are you, love? So glad you're joining us this evening. I appreciate all your support, and hopefully one day I'll get out there near you, back out there near you sometime very soon. Now, a couple other things that I did want to point out, and then I'm gonna be on out of your way. If you're for more information, go to bwenext.com. That's Black Woman Expo Next. And but the website is bwenext.com to purchase your tickets for Saturday and Sunday. And then if you're like, okay, I don't live in Detroit. Well, do you live in Chicago? Are you coming to Chicago? Or do you live in Atlanta? So the Black Women Expo is in 3 cities this year. So Detroit is the first one, and then Chicago is the second one, August 12th through the 14th. So you got time to meet up with us. And the Chicago Black Women Expo is actually 3 days instead of Detroit and Atlanta, which are only 2 days. So I was in Chicago last year, and it was off the chain. It was just people, places, music, workshops, all kinds of free information, as well as products and services for you to purchase. And then we'll be in Atlanta in December 17th and 18th. So for more information, to participate, to find us, I don't have our booth numbers for Chicago and Atlanta yet, but we have purchased vending space for all 3 of those cities. So be sure and look for the Book Business Bosses, BK Royston publishing .com, and visit the website and come by and see us and purchase books. If you are interested in writing or publishing, feel free to stop by and talk to me. Ask questions of any of the authors that will be there. There'll be other authors in Chicago and other authors that'll be in Atlanta. So be sure and stop by, say hi, wave, and all that good stuff. Also, if coming up this week, I just want to put a shameless plug in the Children's Writing Boot Camp. There's still space available. It is 3 weeks, 1 hour each session. It's $97 for all 3 sessions, June 15th, 22nd, and 29th. Now, I have families that are already signed up. You have to have a child to participate, but adult needs to accompany them. And the Zoom link will be sent out 24 hours prior to each session. So for more information on that, bkroystonpublishing.com, and then classes. And then I have the master classes that are still going on. The next one is July 19th at 7 p.m. A speech from your book. Being able to talk about your book is really, really key. And then, are you media ready? Miss Peggy Dixon is media ready. She's ready to talk about her book at any time. As they say, at any time, any place. So for those last two, the summer master classes, visit bookbusinessbosstraining.com. That's bookbusinessbosstraining.com. So I look forward to seeing you all in Detroit on June 18th and June 19th. We'll be there with t-shirts and books and information and everything in regards to BK Royston Publishing and the Book Business Bosses, as well as books for all ages. And we have romance fiction, self-help, just everything you want, and business books as well, doing business in the digital, online, and virtual space. Come out, support, be there, boots on the ground. Visit bwenext.com to purchase tickets. Saturday, the show is from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. And then Sunday, it's from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. So be sure and find us in Detroit. Send people our way. Booth 207 at the Black Women Expo, Huntington Place, Detroit, Michigan, right there on the water, June 18th and 19th. Again, we're at vendor booth 207. You all be blessed. Love you all and have a marvelous weekend, and more information soon. Helping you get your message to the masses, turn your words into wealth, and be a book business boss. Be blessed. Bye bye.
Bye bye.